me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Well, reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Cami thinks internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. So what? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to Space Lettuce from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day.
And a happy Monday to you all. Wasn't quite sure how I wanted to start that. But here we are. Welcome to the IRONWORX. It's a chilly morning. Little frost out on the car I saw where I left my glasses last night. Had to go out and get them. How you fellers doing?
Well, go ahead, finish. I was just saying, ooh.
Yeah, no, that was it. It was just chilly. Just chilly. I'm just trying to...
I don't want to hear about frost yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, none of that. It's cold here, but we haven't got crunchy yet.
Oh, I know that, dude. What's up, Walter?
Hi there. How are you?
I am in Virginia.
Still?
I'm back.
Are relocating? Okay.
You went back to Virginia again?
Yep.
Wow. They must have wanted you guys back pretty badly.
Yeah, they need us back badly. They need a lot. I'll just say that. Like, they need a lot up here. With how this is run up here compared to how they run it down there, night and day. Like, I don't know. It all starts at the top, you know? If you have good management, then usually things run pretty smooth. You don't, and it just makes it harder for everybody. So I really appreciate the management where I work. I know they're never going to hear this or anything like that, but no, the work they put in and how hard they work to make it so, you know, it's easy on us. We don't have to worry about so much stuff and just focus on safety. No, they do a great job. So I'm very thankful after working up here with these people for the management that I have. I'll say that much.
That's good. Nothing like a little appreciation.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to know that they actually care about their job and they're putting forth a lot more effort than other people do. Yeah, they take it very seriously down south. But I guess the management around here has had issues in the last couple years, switching in and out. They're trying to find people. So I get that. It's hard to find good management. It's not an easy thing to do. They'll figure it out. This is my last time. Just for the rest of the year.
Did they already tell you?
No.
No,
I told them.
That's a spirit.
You tell them.
Yeah, no, it's going to start getting colder and colder up here. Yeah. Going 6 hours north is not what I do in the winter. Unless I'm south of the equator. No. How was your weekend there, Walter?
Sorry, I just was taking a large sip of coffee. It was good. I mean, what did we actually? Oh, we went to Lafayette and did the whole garage sale thing. I didn't come across a good keyboard. I did, actually, for some reason, it's all shifted. It used to be really bad, cheap, funky guitars that I didn't want to get, that I would come across regularly. And then when I would find a guitar I wanted, they knew what they had, and it was not cheap. So, no more $30 keyboards. So there was one house, they had one that was lesser quality. You know, it had that whole, like, silver tone to the whole body rather than black or brown or whatever. Really big buttons and really, you know, you could tell it was aimed at a younger, earlier player. Lots of drum beat. You could see the little drum cymbals, you know, on the keys that would turn into drums. You know, that level of keyboard. Definitely not like the one I got a few weeks back. So, but nothing really exciting out and about in the world. We actually had a pleasant time without a lot of political discussion, which had become kind of the norm on these journeys, which wasn't the norm prior to this last year. But yeah, I think she finally had realized that we're not just allergic to politics. We just don't talk about it. We're just not going to do that. We're not going to have those discussions because, you know, like, we just don't. So it was better. There was less droning on about things anyway. But yeah, had a good weekend. Still trying to get used to the colder climes here now in the southernmost part of, well, maybe not exactly the southernmost. There's people below me there in Florida, but not too far below me. But yeah, it's definitely that thing where I can go into the gym, head into the pool, which is heated indoors, but head in there ready to go, like in my bathing suit with just the t-shirt, you know, that I had on for the day, and head in, flip-flops, ready to go. But then, you know, swim in the nice warm pool, hop out of the nice warm shower, get dressed, and realize, oh shit, when I get outside, the temperature dropped 25 degrees, and now I should have brought some sweatpants rather than these other pair of shorts that I've changed into. Yeah, it's definitely winter. I don't think we're going to have any more nice spring, nice, you know, play outside all day with the cat kind of days. I think that's over. And then that's the next part of all this, is trying to make sure they're all nice and warm for the winter, which used to not be a huge problem last winter. They were, you know, all coming in and staying around the room there. Even at that point, let me make sure I'm not thinking about this wrong. I think at that point we had, we still had the gray cat running around right before he got glued all up. He was still here aggravating everybody, but the boys were still, my 3 boys were still coming home and sleeping inside. But yeah, they haven't been in the house over these last few very, very chilly nights. So my hopes of having the 2 new males fixed, calming things down, they've calmed down considerably. But the reactionaryism, ooh, that's a big word for this morning. it hasn't stopped. They're still, they're all still intimidated, mostly by the size. Just like I said, Socks, the cat, is huge. He's big. He's so big that everybody who has seen him has commented, "Oh my God, that's a huge cat." Anyway, but yeah, just cold. Getting used to it since I don't usually have to deal with it except for a couple of weeks or months or whatever. But yeah. Yeah. Still trying to type hello to all you fine people here this morning.
My weekend was relatively quiet. Didn't do much of anything. Saturday afternoon, my son came and asked if I would take him to the emergency room. I told him, no, go fuck yourself, drive yourself. And no. So I took him to the emergency room.
Figured.
And apparently he was having another gallbladder attack, which he assumed.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was probably the last one. They booked him yesterday and yanked it out. So he's now just a little bit lighter than he was when he started the weekend. So he is recovering and should be back here today. Not much of recovery. They took it out around noon, 1 o'clock yesterday, and decided to keep him overnight because it was pretty inflamed. So, yeah, that's what I did yesterday. Basically just hung out at the hospital most of the day, doing nothing, waiting for him to come back from surgery, then just sitting there whilst he slept. But
I know.
It's done now, and hopefully he'll start feeling a little bit better. Open up his diet a little bit.
Oh, goodness.
The one about the medical industry I will give props to are the surgeons and the people who, make the new technologies for surgeries. They are so much less invasive, and they do so much less damage to the body now than they used to. Just 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you got huge scars, right? And now it's little tink, tink, little cut here, little cut there. I will give them the props for that. As far as, the pharmaceutical side and the MDs being prostitutes for them and all that, that's kind of disgusting, but surgeons, I got to give it to them, man. They are pretty amazing what they can do.
Surgeons and emergency stuff, trauma stuff like that is pretty spectacular as far as what they can do now versus what they used to be able to do. But yeah, it's once you start doing anything considered remotely close to health care, that shit just kind of spirals out.
Yeah, their preventative medicine stuff is, I don't think designed to be in our favor so much as their shareholders. I'll just say that. That's all I'll say about that. I'm not going to get too into the medical industry today. I'm already,
Mm-hmm. Already a little punchy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Already did my Richmond, north of Richmond this morning. I'm already ready to go. This Reuters article is hilarious.
Well, real quick, David, send him huge hugs, real big hugs, man. My son went through it, and I know it's definitely not fun getting to that point. Definitely the run up to finally having to have that surgery is hellacious. So in the one hand, I'm glad he's gotten it done, and we'll now move on past it. Just really sorry he had to have it. So give him a big hug from Walt.
I certainly will.
It's just really weird that so many people now are dealing with that. I don't know if it's new, something they've introduced into the sky, air, water, whatever, food supply or whatever, but it just seems really weird that this younger generation is really being hit with the gallbladder issue. Of course, I know our diet as a culture is a shit sandwich. So anyway, sorry, Zach, go ahead.
No, you're right. We're seeing that with all kinds of things now.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this lady talking. She had her 3-year-old with her, and I think they grew up in maybe Spain, not in a big city, like out in the country. And every time she handed her something to eat, she was like, "Ooh, what is that? That's not chicken." Or, "Ooh, what is that? That's not fat. That doesn't taste like it does back home. This is disgusting." So yeah, I don't know what's going on with, but the food isn't 100% natural like it used to be. The stuff that we eat now is so processed and has so much preservatives and this and that in it that, yeah, it's enough to where a 3-year-old can just distinctly tell, hey, this is not how this is supposed to taste. Yeah, I don't know.
Why does all my food taste like bugs?
Mm-hmm. Like, what is going on?
And I'm pretty sure I saw, now I don't know, again, it's the amount of shit posting that happens on the dead internet. It's kind of hard to say what's true, what's not, but I did see somebody talking about Aldi's offering actual bug protein in stores, which wouldn't really surprise me given the popularity of Aldi over there in Europe, that they shit just may drift west. Who knows?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing?
Andrew.
I am doing fairly well. I'm really tired.
What's up, Andy?
Why so tired?
Because this is normally my bedtime, but sometimes I stick it out. But I have some interesting information here.
I like interesting information.
So according to space.com, and I'm going to drop the link for this in the chat. I think that's it. Yep.
How was your weekend, Andrew, before you get going?
It was my mom's birthday, so that was what we pretty much did the entire weekend, spending time with family.
You got to see her and everything like that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice, man.
And she is now, what is it?
39 again?
Yeah, she's 39 again, yes. Younger than me. No, she's in her mid-70s.
But that's awesome. Many more to come, I hope.
Me too. But on space.com, NASA, this is the caption of that link I just dropped into the chat. NASA is sinking its flagship science center during the government shutdown and may be breaking the law in the process, critics say. Like, yeah! Fuck yeah! That's my
Shut that shit down.
Yeah, NASA's flagship center for space science is under attack from within. Oh, that's even better. I didn't read that part originally. And some of the biggest losses appear to be happening behind the curtain of the government shutdown. And it just goes, it's a pretty long article. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but so the government is making the government fail.
Sure.
You know, they keep on saying, you know, that the powers that Trump is using are only supposed to be used during an emergency. Like $37 trillion. Trillion. I don't know. I mean, the house is on fire, folks. I don't know how much of an emergency there can be. I know you don't see the bill, really. It never comes to your door, but that's a lot. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger every day. So no, there's an emergency. Things need to change in this country in order for this country to be solvent and have our money worth something still, which it's getting less and less and less every single day because they're having to print money and just make it out of thin air to pay their bills. Something needs to be done. We're in an emergency right now. We have been since 2008. If you don't know that, wake up. Sorry.
Well, I brought it up, so no big deal.
Real quick, I'm just kind of scanning through the article.
Oops. I think Walt tried to share his screen. That's going to be my guess. There he is. You tried to share your screen, didn't you,
Tried
Walt?
to share and then dropped out on accident.
Yup. Because Teams, in their infinite wisdom, decides to put the share screen button right next to the leave button.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm scrolling through this article about our space agency, which is science, and NASA is going to do real stuff. And it's not faked or, it has nothing at all to do with fakery or Hollywood or, any of that, right? And so I'm going through the article and I see that the GISS, whatever that is the first to fall. And I'm scrolling down and I'm like, oh, I guess that's the GISS building I get. I guess. Come on, man. Really? The fucking restaurant from Seinfeld is built into the building that belongs to NASA? Wink, wink, nod, nod, nudge, nudge.
We've got all these cameras and lighting here. I mean, it just makes sense. We'll just go ahead and play Steinfeld here, too.
You can't even write this shit. The NASA GISS building in New York City, it says, is the caption. I even had to go look it up again to make sure this isn't a fake article that's really a joke. Or it's really there. That's really the restaurant. It's even somewhere in this article after I scroll further down that coincidentally were located in this building that has Seinfeld restaurant. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry, Andrew. Continue.
No problem.
Showbiz industry work together? No, NASA.
Tom's Restaurant. I wonder did they sell pizza in there? What's going on with that? I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of
They're going to start doing rocket launches from Central Perk.
Oh, this is a nice little sentence that jumped out at me. The operating missions cancellations alone represent over $12 billion of invested taxpayer value. And once they're gone, they're gone. So fuck your money.
I mean, who really needed those $12 billion in taxes anyway? I mean, it's not like people are hungry and need food. I think we just piss away $12 billion like it's cool.
This can't get any better. This article has been a gold mine, Andrew. I want to thank you for starting my morning off right. Who do we have at the front and center of the whole thing? Why, the comedian turned fake fucking scientist. Bill Nye, the science lie. Oh my God, this article is great. Thank you.
No problem. And I do have a question. And this question is this asteroid thingy. What do you guys think? Is that what the fuck is going on with this? And how is it going? What do you guys think? Is it going to actually develop into something that's like a MK Ultra something or other, or? I think it's a nothing burger, in my opinion. But
well, I don't believe it's a comet or an asteroid from billions of miles away. It's coming around our sun, and do I think that's the case? No, not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know about what it really is either. I just had to show this one more picture. I'll stop doing this, I know. So when I first popped up this picture, I thought, what? Lee and them hit up the Oh, Lee should be a long lost brother or cousin or something. Even the smirk. Oh my God, that's too good. Here on the right, if you guys haven't noticed who I'm talking about. And if you don't know Thunder Chicken, that's his cousin without a doubt. Oh, that's too good.
Was that a gay NASA shirt? Did I see a Pride NASA shirt? Is that what he was wearing? Awesome. That I did. That I might even wear.
You might even get one.
Hell yes, I would wear a Pride NASA shirt all day long.
What's coming next? Homos in space? What the fuck is?
We've already had pigs, so why not? Okay. Wow, article is hugely long. Like, this is one of the longest articles I think you've ever shared or that I've ever pulled up here for space. Good. It doesn't stop. Scroll down. It's insane how
Someone
much.
had a lot.
Oh, I read the
Bullshit.
entire thing.
Well, I thought I was going to at some point early on, but no, I'm good. Could be using up all my brain for that.
I read pretty fast, so it's.
Well,
I was just
generally
kinda
as
sharing
well.
that.
I do.
Just for a little bit of a brevity in regards to the nonsense that's happening in the world nowadays. And I don't want to take over the stream, gentlemen, but either way, I've got something else to bring up with in regards to physics and electricity in just a little bit. But I need to go AFK temporarily.
Alrighty, take your time.
Surely.
So this Reuters article I was talking about. The Supreme Court won't stop Trump's tariffs. Like, they're complaining about it. Deal with it, officials say. Well, okay, this is the point of view from the CEOs, right? They're talking to a CEO of some big company. And they're talking about OTC Industrial Technologies, U.S. factory equipment maker, all right? So they make equipment for U.S. factories. But they moved all their companies that actually make the stuff over to China and later India. But they're saying, we moved things out of China and went to some of those other countries. Yeah, the other countries with slave labor is where you moved them to. And now the tariffs on those are as bad or worse. Well, yeah, that's what he said he was going to do. You're not going to be able to go to some other slave labor country and make it for super cheap. And then have your business here in the United States and get to sell it to all the factories that are here in the United States without getting tariffed. No. Slave labor hurts our economy. The CEOs know this. They get this. They understand why it's being done. They just don't like it because it hurts their bottom line. Well, guess what?
They can't use it.
Yeah.
It's not
you
fair.
Don't get to use slave labor.
If they got to use slave labor, they'd be fine with it. Right? History has shown. It's all right.
Yeah.
And since slavery's technically illegal, we'll just pay everybody the absolute bare minimum that we have to. So we won't call them slaves because, hell, we're paying them, aren't we? And if we decide we're paying too much, we'll just dump a whole bunch of people into the workforce, be them women, be them foreigners. It doesn't matter. We'll just dump them all into the workforce and drive wages way the fuck down. That way it's not slave labor, but we're getting them for as cheap as possible. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love it. And then here's what Trump had to say about it. For decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, and raped and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and foe alike. Reciprocal. That means they do to us, we do it to them. Period. And a lot of people don't know this, but yeah, you don't see a lot of American cars over in Europe because of the tariffs. They're way more expensive over there. But yet you see a lot of Volkswagens and all kinds of stuff from Germany over here. We have cars from Japan. No, it's going to change. World War II is long gone. You guys have, sorry, hold on.
I mean, it's over. Probably, I don't know how long gone it is, but
it's been long enough. You've rebuilt your countries. Your economies are doing, okay, at least better than they were way back when, after all that stuff happened. Yeah, it's time to get off America's teeth. We're $37 trillion in debt. The cow is like phones now. You know,
they're gonna shoot you in the neck, Zach.
I know.
Yeah, you better like build a bunker, man.
So I could never be a politician. I'd be out there like 3 days.
Here's a question: is the debt actually real?
I don't know.
I know that it's numbers on a piece of paper.
Yeah, who do we?
But
who
like,
do we
where
owe
do we?
this money to?
Exactly. Yeah.
Every country in the world that has a central bank is in debt. To who? The central bank? Okay, let's end the Fed. Let's just get rid of the Federal Reserve. No, now I'm definitely getting shot.
Yeah, that one will shoot you in the head in a car.
Yeah. And say it was suicide 3 times to the back of the head, just to make sure. But no, I mean, really, if you're going to get real about all this stuff, let's end the Fed and the whole central banking monopoly bullshit that they have.
So here's something else to add.
U.S. Treasury do its job. We pay people to do that. You know?
Is NASA in debt?
Oh, they gotta be. What do they do that makes money?
Well, they keep getting money, right? Oh, is the FBI in debt?
Yeah, they get
is
money,
the
but they
Department of Labor, Department of Corrections, are they in debt?
No.
No, but the United States is in debt.
Because that's the United States that pays them. They wouldn't go in debt. They're not borrowing from the central banks.
Right. The government corporation, it's owed its national debt to domestic and foreign investors and to intragovernmental holdings, which is money the government owes to itself. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I think that sort of probably refers to the individual departments, like Andrew was saying. Like NASA's not in debt because the government takes the money it borrows and gives it to NASA. Says, all right, NASA, we're going to give you $12 billion today, so here you go. Lights, camera, action.
Public debt is mostly foreign and domestic investors. The domestic investors includes a wide range of entities such as Federal Reserve System, mutual funds, state and local governments, and the private individuals and institutions. The foreign investors, Japan and China were the largest foreign holders of our debt. Then that respect, intergovernmental debt is the money the government. This is money that government trust funds, like those for Social Security and Medicare, and are investments in the Treasury securities. It is essentially funds from one government account that have been loaned to another. So rob Peter to pay Paul. Code. That always works. Never comes back to bite you in the ass.
Then you got to rob Mary to pay Peter, who you used rob to pay Paul.
Right.
I think that's how that works. The old Peter, Paul, and Mary economy.
Right on.
Whoa, Zach, what is that?
What was that? What is that?
Oh,
Let me
what
go
is
see
that?
what that is. Where we at?
I think that's the new Dodge Durango.
I lost the call.
That's a real daddy long leg right there. 8 legs.
Oh, no. Should only have 6 if it's daddy long leg.
You're amazing, man. I was just saying good morning. I figured I'd let you all in on it. All right, you have a good day, pal.
Yeah, that's a good way to wake up, thinking about spiders.
So imagine having to go under a trailer that belongs to your grandmother whose heating has gone out. Or I don't remember if it's heat or air conditioning. One of the two went out, and we had to go over there and get under the trailer and work on the ductwork, my uncle and I. And as I began to crawl around under there on my arms, Army belly crawl style, I suddenly had this weird sensation. And so I batted at my head, and I did it again and knocked about 6 of those off of me. And at that point, as I shined the light around, realized that it was crawling with those fucking things, and I was in nightmare hell and was really having a hard time dealing with it. That still is a nightmare I wake up from sometimes.
I can imagine that would be a PTSD causing event.
Oh, it was, and remains to be. Yes, sir. Even though they don't bite and they had a smell. Every time I would smell one, there was this weird smell that would go, oh, I'm going to stop before I go into some kind of shock trauma-based system of whatever here. I'll stop.
The management up here is asking him what signs we need to do this job. We're from a different state, mind you, and we use different signs. Each DOT state has their own regulations they can add on top of the federal one, and most of them do, and it's different up here. And they're asking us what they should do. Good management, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling my guys thanks next time I see him. May sound kiss ass or whatnot, but no, I really do appreciate that they actually give a shit. It's nice. I couldn't imagine working up here. I was thinking about coming up here because they get paid $2 more. The price of living isn't that much higher around here at all. And I could get my CDL in like a month without having to go to a school or anything like that. But no, I'm not coming up here. No way. Okay, sorry. He just came out hot and let me know what was going on. This is going to be a fun one.
So I hate to do this real quick left turn because, we are on a topic, but if I don't, it's going to get too far away in the chat and I'm going to forget. So I see Lunderground discussing a new diet, which is a diet that is leaving out vitamin A and stating, let me make sure I read it correctly. I'm trying to scroll back up. It keeps jumping down. Where is it? On this low vitamin A diet, I still have reversed hair loss, more hair. It's so thick it's like a hedge now, more hair than 5 years ago. And then mentioning copper being toxic, which is a new one for me. I thought we were all supposed to be drinking water out of copper vessels so that it helped us be healthier. That's, where I was with that. So I'm a little confused on that one. But I know dietary things definitely can help and change hair. I'm wondering if the hair is reflected in your nails as well there in Underground. I'm trying to scroll through here and catch up on, you may have said that already, but if, usually if the hair is affected, nails are affected too. Because although it's better, I'm still dealing with a bit of, just want to get my nails stronger still.
How's your vitamin C intake?
I take a multivitamin. That's one that has like a series of like there's a word, my brain's too sleepy to, it has like the vegetables, the stuff you get out of your vegetables you're supposed to eat. It has that in it. There's a brand, and that's what their whole claim to fame is, that they put in the good stuff you're not eating into their stuff, and it's supposed to be bioavailable better, and it's not a really overly pricey vitamin. It used to be available at most of the little stores around here, and then suddenly it stopped being available, and that's when I thought, it must really be good and helping me because they've taken it away from me now. And I had noticed the difference when they had stopped carrying it here, and I had to stop taking it till I relocated a place that had it easily, because I hate ordering vitamins through the mail and getting those that are all stuck together in one big mass, or capsules have all popped open in the heat or whatever. So I try to find them where I can just get it off the shelf, shake it a little bit, and make sure it's all together in there. But definitely when I got it back in my system, I could tell the difference. So, but I'm almost certain it's going to have a high percentage of, or normally high, or whatever percentage of vitamin A in it. So I'll have to look into all this. Why don't you come hang out with us sometime, Underground, when you have some time to to share more details about this new diet and what it has done for you. Now, I do see some people saying copper is good, just like I thought there in chat. So I'm still a little confused. Oh, apparently Ken Wheeler is also saying that copper is not good for him. Some kind of liver tour, just trying to play catch up. Oh, and apparently Jax is also going through some stuff with hair, saying not brushing hair. I don't brush my hair now and only and only wash it once weekly. My goodness, sorry. Let me go back. I don't brush my hair now and only wash once weekly with a decent organic shampoo, conditioner, taking various vitamin supplements too. Jax is also doing some stuff. I had gone into that whole thing like years ago, probably. I know it was before we lived in this house, and we've been in this house, 10 plus years. So I would guess prior even to Iron Realm and Flat Earth, I was looking into, just the horrible things we do to ourselves in the name of cleanliness there in the shower. Number one being stripping away all the oil out of your hair to then pick up another bottle and try to put some right back in. Because, logic and sense. And make sure you rinse and repeat. So, yeah, I started looking at all that years ago. Somebody came out with a product. I don't remember now, but Mom had tried it. And it was, that was its whole thing. It was basically just taking fruit and vegetable stuff and putting it in your hair out of a bottle. Like there weren't a whole lot of crap in it that was bad for your hair. And it was supposed to be like essentially not washing it. You only use this like once a week kind of thing. You didn't even use it daily. So I started just trying to do that, generally speaking. And while I did notice a difference in the perceived thickness of my hair, I began to wonder if it wasn't just an accumulation of oil and shit that I used to just wash off my hair. So I kind of got back into, shampooing probably once every other or every second shower. Now, as far as the bathing part of it, I had also read and watched quite a few different, practitioners of natural healing talking about the negative connotations of washing all your surface off with soaps and various things. Not only are we killing off the good bacteria that we need, but, stripping away the oils and messing with the follicles and all that as well. So I guess we just hop on a stream once a week, once a month, hope we can get it all off. I mean, I get that the industry's there and that we've created this whole industry of hide your natural aromas, but there is also, isn't there a healthliness to this? I mean, I don't know. It just seems like when people don't wash certain areas of their body, it becomes an issue, shall we say. I don't know how to talk about this without getting gnarly.
When you're healthy, your sweat doesn't nearly smell as bad. And you can eat certain things, garlic, onions. If you eat a lot of that, that can come out your pores and you can smell like that a little bit. But I haven't used deodorant since high school. Every deodorant out there gave me rashes. So I just quit using it. I keep the hair under my arm pretty short. Don't shave it all the way down, but I just keep it trimmed. And yeah, nobody complains about my body odor. So, yeah, I don't know. One person said it smelled like patchouli. I was out mowing and shit and this and that. And he's like, what's that smell? Smells like you're wearing patchouli. I was like, no. I was like, I don't wear anything. He's like, that's crazy, man. Okay.
Here's something interesting in regards to like body odors and stuff like that. My barracks roommate was a Navy SEAL corpsman. It's like a very difficult thing to achieve, but he was a health nut. to the point where he would eat like 10 cloves of garlic per day. And eventually I just got used to the smell, I suppose. But randomly, while we were off at work doing whatever, training or something, they would come by in our barracks rooms and they would do a room inspection for cleanliness and things like that. And we failed the room inspection twice because they said it smelled like garlic. And I was like, what the flying fuck is going on? Like, yeah, he eats a lot of garlic. They said, yeah, it's because it's like his pores are like sweating out garlic scent. And I was numb to the smell at that point. But that's a little interesting tidbit of information. Even though I love garlic, I put it in most of my foods, but I don't eat 10 cloves of garlic a day. That's a little excessive.
Ice cream and Jell-O are about the only two foods that don't get garlic.
You never had garlic ice cream before?
God, no.
I'm being sarcastic, obviously. Fuck no, I'm not going to eat that.
A little bit on a cake wouldn't hurt, or a pie.
In my opinion, ice cream shouldn't have anything to do with vegetables or nuts at all. Berries, in some case, go for it. But ice cream is ice cream.
Yeah, I don't want shit in my ice cream. I've said that for years. Once everybody jumped on that Ben and Jerry's wagon with all the cookie crumbly stuff and pieces of this and hunks of that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great. Give me candy over here in this hand, but don't put shit in my ice cream. Ice cream should be ice cream.
Well, all right. Well, what is your favorite brand? I'm sorry. Your
brand?
Favorite ice cream?
There's
brand or just like flavor in general.
Man, here's the deal. I grew up with an uncle that made this secret recipe ice cream that was vanilla that we would fight each other to get. It was like nothing you can imagine. Every now and again, he would do something crazy like throw some peaches off in it, or one time he made a chocolate version that we liked as well. But yeah, it was pretty basic growing up. And then once I found Bluebell here in south of the world, based out of Texas, but we're really huge on them here in Louisiana as well. Bluebell's homemade ice cream is pretty close to it. It's really freaking amazing. But now, if it's going to be a flavor in it, I'm never one who wants like weird crap, like, you know.
No, I got you. And I totally understand it.
Yeah.
Like Rocky Road, if you take out the walnuts or whatever the fuck they put in that,
right.
Take that. I won't eat a walnut. Like, gun to my head, that's probably the only time I would ever eat a walnut. They're disgusting. I know they have nutrition benefits, but no. Don't put them in a fucking ice cream.
No. I don't even want a little miniature Reese's Pieces in my ice cream. Again, I'll take my candy over here somewhere, but I don't.
Oh, you're more strict than I am.
I don't want that in my ice cream either. Yeah, man, chocolate, like actual pieces. Where you at, Sherry? I know Sherry's behind me on this one. Actual physical pieces of chocolate that has been formed into either a candy or a bar that is then returned into a cold ice cream is insanity. The whole point of chocolate is for it to get into your mouth and at the body temperature melt it. Remember holding a candy bar when you were a kid and it would like dent into your fingers, would dent into it, and then that little finger licking part at the end, and that's what chocolate's supposed to fucking do, not be hard, waxy, crumbly crap that I'm trying to eat around that's ruining my fucking ice cream. Sorry, I'm on a rant here. I better stop.
No, you're good, because I actually have been to Europe multiple times, and the best ice cream I ever had was in Croatia, which is, right there in between Italy and Greece. That ice cream was beyond anything that has ever hit my taste buds. It was so fucking good that I was just wondering, like, how can I recreate this in the United States? But so far, not a single ice cream.
Like,
flavor.
this is going to sound like I'm just doing a routine or a joke, but once I got that recipe growing up from my uncle and would then make that ice cream for other people, it would become like for the rest of that summer, every few weeks, I'd get that call. Hey, man, what you doing? You could let us get together and make some ice cream, because I wasn't giving out the recipe. I was definitely not going to have that get out in the world. Yeah, I mean, it was like late night friends knocking on the door. Hey, man, I got 2 cans of condensed milk. You got the rest? We can make some, like it's a drug deal going bad or something. Yeah, it's addictive. It's bad stuff. And no, I'm not giving it to y'all. We can get together and I'll make some next time we all have a meetup together. But yeah, I can't give out that recipe.
All right,
on my
so
deathbed, maybe I'll croak it out on my dying breath.
I was going through one of my physics and electrical engineering textbooks that I had to like kind of dust off a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this. And I think I've heard people speak about it in the past, but St. Elmo's Fire, like Elmo, like the cartoon character or whatever, the puppet.
The Julia Roberts
you guys
movie.
know what that?
The
No. This is not.
Or was that
a
Mystic
movie.
Pizza? Now I'm confused.
Well, it was made into a movie with the same exact title. However, it's not what I'm referring to. St. Elmo's Fire, which I figured Zach would probably know a little bit about it, but I guess maybe I'm pretty sure I heard it from Zach at some point or on Globebusters. So St. Elmo's Fire, luminosity accompanying brush-like discharges of atmospheric electricity that sometimes appear as a faint light on the extremities of pointed objects such as church towers or the masts of ships during stormy weather or along electric power lines. It is commonly accompanied by a crackling or hissing noise. I'll drop the link to this again into the chat. Just wondering if people have ever heard of this before. And even though it's just common knowledge that this actually happens, I'm an electrohead. I'm a nerd. So I'm just wondering if people have ever heard about it before. It's basically just static electricity, but it's called St. Elmo's Fire and has been witnessed multiple times throughout history. Many, many times. That's my nerd off for the evening at the moment.
Seems like I had heard of it, but always within the confines of like ball lightning and sprites and shit like that. Just more common electrical phenomena.
Yeah, this is slightly different. Yeah, ball lightning, upside down light. This is basically upside down lightning. And I was going to share a video with it, but unfortunately, I cannot unassign myself on my desktop or even my laptop to join into Teams and share videos because of how Teams works. Because I'm already signed into a Microsoft Teams corporate account.
Right. What? Oh.
I mean, I can still share it from my phone, but I don't like doing that.
So, real quick, reaching back out there to chat, Lunder, I attempted to try to email you, and apparently I do not understand what you're saying there in that message about your email. So why don't you just get with me and or Josh? Mine is Spacebones777. I'll put it in the chat. And ours is ironrealmmedia, and they're both Gmail accounts at gmail.com. So just not understanding how to get to you from my way. So I'll drop mine there in chat, and ours, like I said, is ironrealmmedia at Gmail, and we'll just figure it out. I do see you're, trying to plan ahead, and I like that as well. We're gonna make it happen. There you go. There's my. And anyone else that would like to reach out, I'm usually not available at all there. No, I'm kidding. I do try to answer sometimes when I can think to do it. Well, back to what you're saying, Andrew. I do remember the first couple of weeks, I believe, if not, probably the first couple of weeks of Flat Earth, me trying to figure out, okay, what the fuck ever, you people are nuts, and thinking, okay, where would I be able to see, that the horizon is not curving, that it's flat in every direction, and all that stuff that I keep hearing in these videos are the different, rises to the eye level at the whole height and all that. And I'm like, oh, wait, I know, because I had seen a special maybe or another video about these people who are insane that climb towers to change bulbs. And yes, they do wear harnesses and stuff. Do they attach those harnesses, however, on their way up? Rarely. It's fucking nuts watching somebody climb up one of those towers to change the bulbs at the top where they're, warning airplanes to not hit them. This is how high up we're talking. And so one of these videos, the dude's, he's climbing, he gets up there, he's basically free climbing, and he keeps passing these little things on the tower that are like, I don't know what they are. They're like these antenna looking things, but on the end there's these blade looking things shooting out in every direction on it. Kind of like some kind of Tesla ray looking at the end of a ray gun type thing. And what are they? And as he goes by one of them, you see a little bit of sparkly, almost like what you're talking about, St. Elmo's fire around it. I'm like, are you get the fuck out of here? Well, so what are they doing up there? Collecting free energy off of the world up there with these little weird fin things, it was the most insane shit I'd ever seen. There's also out there somewhere, I don't know how real it is. It was prior to, it was prior to the big AI video fakery evolution that we're going through right now. But it was a video of an old church with the Tartarian weird knobby and Antiquitech looking top, and around that was some kind of weird, almost St. Elmo's fire looking electrical display going on. And I remember us all debating on the authenticity thereof because it just seemed too good to be true kind of thing. But again, it was prior to the one-click AI, here, give me a video of this and it's there kind of thing. But it still could have been faked. We know that. But anyway.
Right, but a lot of stuff in regards to, let's just go into lightning strikes for the moment. If an airplane gets struck by lightning, which happens pretty much every single day, or well, actually every single day, multiple times per day, what happens? There's a question for everyone. What happens? And this is one of the subjects I'm going to be describing to my class, my afternoon class, in about 9 to 10 hours. Why doesn't it cause the airplane to explode? Huh. Most people will get killed, right? I'm not going to give you guys the answer right now. I want you guys, everyone in the audience, and all three of you, I want you to think about it. You can use Chat GPT or anything else. I don't care what it is. Think about it. Why doesn't that happen?
Okay,
And sometimes it
can you
does.
ask it one more time, Andrew? I didn't get to hear it. My team lead we were discussing today's plans.
If an airplane gets struck by lightning, why doesn't it just explode, catch on fire, or something like that?
Because it's a Faraday cage.
Yeah, pretty much. What gets absorbed? Well, the same thing with a car. If a car gets struck by lightning, it has no path to ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's an incomplete circuit. So what is actually
it'll dissipate
happening
over time? Oh, it gets charged up. But planes have these little spikes now on the wings and all over it to release electrostatics. Because they, even if not struck by lightning, when you're up that high for that long, you're getting charged. And then you come down pretty quick.
That's the St. Elmo's fire circuit type of situation. Yes,
used to happen on mass of wooden ships even. You don't have to be up super high. When the air's charged and you're not grounded, things start happening to material up there.
Yes. And the same thing occurs in, well, not necessarily cars, but also it's similar to how ships are going to be moving around into the waters and the oceans. Yeah, they have a way to discharge the power. It's called your difference of potential. And I'm still putting my second and third presentation together in regards to electricity. And I really, really wish Bob was still around. He would have been a fundamental piece of what I'm doing, but I will always give him the handout that he deserves, which he absolutely has earned. But either way, yeah, St. Elmo's fire and electricity, difference of potential, Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's law, Lenz's law, all these different things that are very, very useful for people to understand. I'm nerding out. Sorry, I'm going to go on mute. I have to. I need to use the restroom.
Absolutely. I'm got your email there, Lunder. And I'm looking back through chat and I see you guys talking about the different things with those rods or something. And I saw, damn it, it's moving again. Who was it said it? I think it was Jack's, but I'm not. Yeah, Jack streaming. They have lightning rods on churches now. Well, they've had them for a long time. And in my little town, where it is flat, and there are at least, probably a dozen houses that are actually higher. Some are 3 stories. Some of the plantation homes, not many, most are 2, but a lot of them here in our town are 3 stories. And so they're higher technically than I don't know what you call it on a Catholic church. It's where the preacher lives, where the demon dwells, whatever you want to call it. Not a pastor, is it? Is that it, pastor? For Catholic? I don't know. Whatever the caller do at the Catholic church. It's where he actually lives, in the little house behind the church, which is attached to the church with a walkway. And Zack himself can attest, because we took lots of photos of the little tiny, like maybe 1 foot long, 2 foot long, little weird rods, not lightning rods, just rods sticking up all along the top peak of the church itself.
Only building in town. Only building in town.
And then the actual parsonage behind it had those little tiny rods, and additionally, was it 2 or 3? At least 2, possibly 3 actual lightning rods with the like glass ball that had the mercury still in it up there on top of the building. So yeah, that's been a thing for quite a while. And again, go ahead.
I was going to say, the one grounding rod that we saw split.
Yeah, the one on the church.
Directions.
With all the wires going everywhere. Yep.
Yeah, now that, you don't do that. You go straight to ground. You give it
To
one
ground.
path to ground, so it takes that path and doesn't destroy the structure. But no, it was grabbing that energy and sending it to different places. That's mechanical. That has a function for some reason, you know? Yeah. I still don't know about that. I'm not sure what they're doing.
No. No, for sure. And I have those photos, but who knows where they are. I'm not going to spend the next hour to look for them, as I often do here, and get lost for the rest of the show. But I've shown them before. We have them. They're real. Zack probably has them too, and can probably take just as long to find them as I can.
All right, here's a question for everyone again. If buildings did not have grounding, what would happen?
They just keep falling.
Okay, I can't go on this topic for too much longer. Otherwise, I think people are just going to get bored. But I think it's important for people to comprehend at a basic
Can you do
level.
something for me, Andrew? Can you do
Yes,
something
sir.
for me? Can you see if anybody else has ever bent still water? I looked. I can't find any papers on it. I can't find any demonstrations.
The
But I
only
think I'd-
example I can ever show or present is if someone takes like a dropper and like has one drop coming out, like sort of like a water bead in your shower or something, and that's about it. But in regards to the ocean, no.
Yeah, because I did that, and I can't find proof that anybody else has ever done it. I can't be the first, right?
Can we call Jaron and just ask him? 'Cause he-
What you mean we,
maybe-
Kimosabi?
No, I'm not going to call Jaron. But yeah, the whole water thing. Water is the most in chemistry. I got a buddy who's a chemical engineer, and he's like, yeah, water is the most mysterious thing in regards to chemistry because it can be frozen, thawed, and therefore become liquefied, and also turned into a gas and never lose any of its properties, any of its mass. Distilled water, that is. And it's the
Best insulator ever, but it can't be used mechanically because water is also one of the best solvents. And as soon as you put anything in water, it's no longer an insulator.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird, isn't it? But yet it retains memory.
Right. I feel like I've mentioned this recently on the show, but I'm going to bring it up again. I watched a video talking about dead water that we all use. And I'm not talking about just the fact that our water goes through, treatment plants and adds chemicals and sits in these pipes that are full of crap and then comes out a faucet into your house. I'm not talking about that. The fact that water in a lake is considered dead water. Water that's alive, according to this video, is water that wells up automatically on its own out of the earth, like a spring, or a natural, a spring, that's it, where it just comes up on its own out of the earth. That's real living water. That's why places like Lourdes and other healing springs have the infamy they have, is because that water is living water coming up out of the earth. And if it's already been sitting around a long time in a lake or a container or a containment vessel or some kind of tank or whatever, then it becomes dead water. And it no longer does the things for you that living water from a spring does. Anyone heard of this before?
I think I know what you're talking about, which is very similar to, forget the exact term, Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi called it, I think, prime water. I think that's my recollection.
Prime. I think that was mentioned actually in that video as well, Andrew. I think I did hear that terminology referred to a couple times. Prime water. Yep.
Yeah, it's just basically pure water. But the other thing that I've done is you can get yourself a water tester, which is like $15 on the internet. And then when it rains, just collect the rainwater and test it, assuming there's no chemtrails or acid rain or anything like that. And rainwater is basically just distilled water. That's why a lot of animals like to drink it. And I've tested it, by the way. I have a water tester. I have two of them, actually.
Oh, I was muted. I was just playing catch up in chat and laughing at the references there. Water, the stuff in the toilet. Ooh. It's got electrolytes.
Idiocracy.
That's what plants crave, right?
They need to make an Idiocracy part two,
That's
or
so
Matt Judge.
Well, they do every day. Just turn on the news.
Yeah, I prefer not.
Turn on the news. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you want to see part two, it's happening right around you right now. Oh, that's crazy. And then yes, there is the infamous fourth phase of water. Dan Mack in chat speaking of it. So yeah, I was trying to get back around to that too, Schlaminger. So if we then take the water and structure it and vortex it, do we bring some energy and life back to it? Is that why that water does what it does? Darren, I did not see that video on cannons. Drop that for me, if you can. I know you're struggling with your keyboard.
Something I've been hearing people talk about as of late is that they barely drink any water whatsoever. And the reason they say they do that is because they have a different type of a diet, meaning that they eat all raw meat and raw vegetables, nothing cooked, which provides them enough of the water, dare I say it like that. And I said, yeah, I barely drink any of her water. Not me. I fucking love water. I just don't know if those people are being sincere or if they're just trolling people to try and get them to die or something. I don't get it, but has anyone ever heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard people, I know people who literally hardly ever take a sip of water. They drink all kind of other stuff. And it's not just sodas and stuff. You know, they'll drink juice and they'll drink, coffee made with water and stuff. They just don't usually drink water. And so growing up, we all, or all of us, but I was taught, water is what you need. It's good for your kidneys, rinses out your system. It's better than sugar and keeps you from becoming diabetic and all that stuff. And then, fast forward to over the last 10 years or so of learning all kind of new stuff about water and different things it possibly can do or does or whatever. And just like earlier when we were talking about the water and the copper, that it's supposed to have some properties it gives to it, or the water that has been put through a series of funnels to get the vortexes in it. That does different things. Damn it, I've lost my train of thought because I started reading the chat. Damn it. Structured water, primary water, something about rainwater. I don't know. It's gone. It'll come back, I know. Water, drinking water. No, don't drink water. Let's do drink water. What was it? Man, what was it? Damn it. I don't know. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, the medical industry. That was what it was. So growing up, eight glasses of water a day. That then became, walking around with a big 4-gallon size big mug cup, finish that off every day. That whole thing. But then one day, and this has been a while ago, this isn't just within the last idiocracy period of like 5 years or whatever. This was back, man, I think we were living on Pine Street, and I was up at the health unit here, whatever you want to call it, where they do dental work and they do shots and they do, everything up there. You can go in and get seen for a doctor or get whatever. And so I'm in there and they always have the TVs playing. And this was before they all were having news playing all the time. This was their local in building system that was showing like this department and that department, and we have this and we're offering that. And then they would play like these little PSA type things about, health related things. And every third or fourth one of those would be this repeated message of the old, the old song about getting 8 glasses of water a day is fine, but you don't always have to get your water that way. You can get it by drinking sodas and juice and stuff. And I'm like, what? Sure, they're telling people to replace water with fucking soda to drive them in here to get more people sick and get them in here to the fucking doctor. I mean, what are we doing now that the fucking doctor screen is telling people, yeah, quit drinking water. You don't need that. Drink a soda. You're much better off that way. I couldn't believe that. That broke my brain back then. Water remembers. Yes, it does. Just playing catch up again in chat. Easy water. I don't know what that is, Brian. I do know there was a guy that I worked with at the casino who, he was at a different little frequency than the general public. We were in dealer school. Like we were learning how to deal to the public, all the different games there at the casino. And he would during breaks, he would take the cards, just regular cards, and tell somebody's fortune with them. Now, most of the time it was unattractive girls, so I knew it was his way of trying to hit on them, and that's cool. But listening to his spiel, I could tell he knew a thing or two besides, what the general public walks around knowing about things like that. And we struck up a few conversations, and at that point, I was doing all kind of alternative health things, taking, whatever new shark cartilage, cat's claw, goji berry, every new, this is going to cure everything thing that would come along, I would try it. And so we were talking about that, and he mentioned this water additive that he had access to and was selling, of course. And what you did, you took this little, little dropper bottle, like a dropper bottle, and you put a drop of this stuff into your gallon of water. And it then changed the water itself to do all kind of crazy shit. So apparently in the little booklet he brought me to read about it, it talked about a news story on 60 Minutes where they were talking to the guy who invented this water, as a word for it, not concentrated water, I think that's what they were calling it. He invented this, and while they were talking about it in his lab there on the show, the cameraman or the sound man or somebody got up against something hot. They may have hit a Bunsen burner or something and burned themselves. And he said, oh, hang on, and grabbed a bottle and sprayed it on that burn, the water that he had created using the drops. And before the segment, which couldn't have been more than 15 minutes was over, the guy was like, my God, there's no blister. There's nothing. It went away. It's not even red anymore, kind of thing. Like, okay, crazy. So I got a bottle of it and started trying it. And he also said that if you use this water daily, like it's like treat it like medicine. Don't drink it all day, like with your meal or anything like that. Use it strictly as like you're getting up in the morning, drink some of this. But just be careful taking your vitamins and any other supplements you take with it, because it increases the absorption rate like tenfold. So whatever percentage you're used to getting from your vitamins and your supplements, it's going to increase that greatly and can affect you and, give you a big rush of energy. Or if you're taking vitamin B, you'll turn red because of the flush and all these things. Niacin does that to you naturally, but this would make it even more. And I'm like, cool, I'll be aware of that. And then on my way to work, I would always take this natural diet pill. I don't know if you guys remember Formula One as a thing back in the day, but it was essentially a handful of natural ingredients in a capsule that you took that gave you energy. Now, it also had bad things in it that we didn't know were bad at the time. All the stuff basically that are in energy drinks now that are bad for you were in these capsules back then, but we didn't know that. We just thought we were getting healthy stuff that made us feel like we'd, done a bump or two. And especially working at the casino, you needed that. So I took my little vitamin Formula One formula stuff and took my little structured water thing, and I started heading to work. And about halfway there, I started getting hot. And about 3/4 of the way there, I'm pouring sweat. And when I look up in the rearview mirror, my face is as red as a fucking firecracker. So I pulled over and freaking out. I go, what the fuck am I doing? Grabbed another, because I always kept an extra capsule in my little area there of the car, the console. Grabbed the little thing, started reading on it, and it had like cayenne pepper as the 5th or 6th ingredient in it. So needless to say, the cayenne pepper had gotten into my system and was like turning me beet red. I got to the casino like going, okay, I don't know if I can get out on the table like this, because I was pouring sweat, red and itchy, and yeah, it was the whole thing. So whatever that water was allegedly doing, it actually did that to me, for damn sure. Taurine, yeah, I'm sure taurine was in it. Just read the chat again. Cats, what? Depend on taurine. I did not know that on a plane. Huh. Interesting. Speaking of, oh, there she goes. I was going to say I was about to hit the kitty cam, but she hopped down. Huh, Claire. Oh, sweetie. You can see me? Mm-hmm. Very good. It will indeed, J. Bill, saying too much niacin will make you feel like your blood is on fire. It will indeed. It will indeed.
And your skin.
So Jackson chat, speaking about making your own cat food. So how cost effective is that for you, Jax? How many cats do you have? And how much does it take to make, like, I don't know, what, a couple days worth, a week's worth? How's that work out? Because I've thought about trying to do that. And then I watch a video and I go, oh, yeah, by the time I buy all that chicken and what have you, I just soon buy some fucking cat food, because it definitely is not saving me any money anymore. It used to, maybe if you bought, I guess, chicken necks or something. But yeah, even that's all gone through the roof here now these days. So just drop something. You don't have to get too much into it. Or drop me a video that you know would help me understand a better way to do it, I guess. Because there you go. I didn't know anything about the need for taurine. Wait. Oh, you don't make it. Oh, there you go. Well, that helped me out. That's kind of where I landed on it.
Just nutritional supplements. Kitty cat multivitamin.
Oh, wait, here we go. A video from me. Thank you, Ona. Boy, check it out. How many cats do you have feeding them that high dollar stuff? Just 4, yeah. Yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah, if you're not going through 7 pounds of cat food a day, then...
A day, right, a day. And I've tried supplementation as well, Jax, and they're not about it. Like, I've tried stuff to add to food. I've tried stuff to add to water. I've tried literal, like, here's a treat, chewy, whatever, that's supposed to be good for your skin and help with your coat and fix this itchy skin issue one of my cats is going through. And they might try it and get a bite of it once and then spit the rest of it out on the floor and walk away, or literally like scoop invisible dirt over the piece they've just spit down onto the ground to let me know that that's shit and I'm not ever going to eat that again. Has anyone else got cats that do that? I know I've seen videos of people that show that as a funny video, but my cats literally will, if I get them certain kinds of food they're not pleased with, they will walk a step past the bowl and begin to scoop invisible dirt over the shitty tasting food I've just fed them. Oh, I got you. Supplement it with other types of stuff like tuna or steamed fish. So I get you. I get you. So like making a one day of the week or whatever kind of like special meal with some extra little goodies maybe. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's
ash and taurine. Thought that was weird. Ash.
Interesting. Jack, seriously, do that night. I had that happening last night, actually, which led me, and it was a normal, like, it's a normal food they eat with no problem, which led me to believe it might have been a contaminated can, that it might have had something wrong with it, that their noses were picking up on that I didn't. Because Jones was definitely not playing. He was not having it. And let me know. He walked to all 3 bowls out there on the outside porch. Walked over to it, scoop, scoop, scoop. Walked over to the next one, scoop, make sure all that shit's covered up.
So have you guys ever seen an ancient picture of raccoons?
Hey, who what?
Ancient, like cave drawings or Egyptian hieroglyphs, anything of raccoons.
I mean, I don't know if I don't think I have. Why are you asking? Is this like the pandas? They're not real?
No, this guy at work brought it up, and it's an interesting question. I mean, Indians have drawn all kinds of stuff, right? We found cave drawings of Native Americans all over of all different kinds of animals. Now, raccoons are crafty motherfuckers, excuse my language, that cause a nuisance. You know, they are, you would think there would be like something drawn of a raccoon somewhere. Like, hey, these things right here, they're smart. And they can make your day real hard if they want to. It's just weird.
They're alien.
Well, I know that's part of the premise on why pandas are not real and are fake and all that, is that there's no historic record of them, like no drawings. They're not on the Chinese calendar like dragons and chickens and other things are. That there's no history of them up until very, very recently. Let's see. I'm looking for cave art with raccoons in it right now. Yeah, I don't see any.
The Klamath, the Native American Klamath of the Pacific Northwest, kept the raccoon as a pet, referring to it as a wakjina, an animal that can be tamed like a dog. Yet evidence does not support the notion that raccoons and dogs are closely related. Apparently, they ate them too. They both kept them as pets and ate raccoons up in the Pacific Northwest.
Here we go. Okay, raccoon.
Hold on, leave it there for just a second. Let me swap out the. There it is, cave raccoon.
All right. There it is, cave raccoon. That's why I love this show.
I was hoping they was able. I thought I found.
Hey, that don't mean they're not aliens. It just means there is a picture somewhere. That's all that means. Let me see if I can find out that word. Well, why won't this go away? I know there's a reason for it, but I can't get it to go away. Well, I've stopped sharing to make that get out of the way so I can find out where this actually is. This is a cave in No, it's not. It is not a cave in Crayon. Get the fuck out of here. Crayyon. So is this not real? Is that what this is all about? It may not be real, dude. Tell me, hold on. They may be aliens after all. Yeah.
You know, that's just a couple of those crafty little bastards down there with a box of Crayolas.
That's it. Yeah, man, that don't look like it might be a real site. I don't know what Crayon is. So yeah, I get the impression somebody drew that recently. That's not a real picture. Tell him he still has hope. He still has hope for his alien raccoon overlords. That might be who's on that 31 Atlas. Yeah, that is definitely, I've gone and went through the whole back history. That is definitely not a real picture that I showed you guys. My apologies all around. It is an artist rendition of a cave art style painting of a raccoon. Huh. So pandas and raccoons, huh? Anything with weird eyes, apparently, that has heavy makeup around the eye.
I watched this documentary yesterday about this guy that would walk up to foxes that were like 6 weeks old, and when they would scream, they would measure how far away they would let you get. And the ones that let them get real close, they would breed those. And after, like, I think he said 5 years of doing that, their ears started turning floppy. Their faces started looking like domesticated dogs. He said it's like a miracle of when you look for domesticated traits, this miracle happens and the animals start changing. Like, no animals have floppy ears except for elephants in the animal kingdom. But these foxes, after just 5 years, started looking like domesticated dogs.
Huh.
Yeah, it was real. I'm not saying that it happened like that, you know, but it'd be interesting to try something like that. Domesticate everything. I'd love to have a moose that I could, you know, be like, hey, yo, can I get a ride? Let's go. I wonder if you could domesticate alligators. Well, I've seen that. I've seen a guy who's got like a 12-footer that he swims with.
I think I found these ancient cave paintings here.
Oh, okay. Let me get back to the call. I'm excited. You stupid.
Oh. I mean, I can't attest to the exact age, but
Shell, that's where we're having Raccoon Day.
I heart trash pandas.
Yes. Schlaminger is correct with the cats ruling the world with their brain snail. What is it? Toxoplasma something. Oh, there it is. Toxoplasma gondii. Yeah, that's why I've worn a N95 mask since day one doing their scooping that I must do, and gloves.
I wish I had
pretty much just
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Just go ahead.
I was just thinking and for some reason decided to blurt it out. If I had access to it, Dixie's got a fresh fingerprint painting from some raccoons. No, I think those are possums. I think those are possum print paintings.
Cool.
Because she does the wildlife rehab volunteer a couple times a month. And some of the folks up there will take some of that non-toxic, like, bird toy paint, which is not going to harm any animals, and dip the little possum paws in there and let them walk around on the canvases and make little paw print paints. So ignore me. Possums, not raccoons.
I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to start volunteering somewhere to help with animals. Maybe on a weekend or something like that. Yeah.
I'm sure Andrew could tell you all about the joys of volunteering now that he's volunteering at the Bunny House somewhere there in Northern California, like he said he was gonna. I'm not even going to allow for the idea that maybe he just put that to the back burner. Even cross my mind. I just know that he's already gone up there, signed up, trained himself, and is either waiting for his first night of full volunteering or is just a pro at it now and knows all the steps. And I've decided that Dixie volunteers enough for the both of us.
Our little raccoon here has not made a reappearance after the one inside appearance he made. He did one outside that I caught him in the bowl. And then that one time I took those pictures of him inside the porch out there. And I haven't seen him again. I'm going to assume it's probably related to the fact that there's a menagerie living behind me now. That's why he probably hasn't come back around.
Much better buffet selection.
Yeah. Yep. Damn it, Sherry, you missed the chocolate and ice cream discussion. We can't go back, though. Just go listen to the first part of the show. You were called out, for sure. Or called upon, not called out. Or hell, I may have called you out if you like shit in your ice cream. No, we were okay. So here's the thing: we were talking about ice cream. Andrew mentioned not liking to have stuff in his ice cream, and I hate having stuff. I'm gonna stop saying the other word, stuff in my ice cream, especially chocolate that's been hardened into a bar or a piece of candy. Yeah, I don't want stuff in my ice cream. Exactly. Sherry's on board with no shit in the cream. I want a shirt now. There's shit in my cream.
Racist.
Oh my goodness. My stepmonster, get this one. You ready for this one? My stepmonster used to take the chocolate candy from like whatever holiday, usually Easter, sometimes Christmas, and put it in the freezer. And I'm like, well, I don't like my fucking chocolate that cold because it takes 15 minutes to melt it in my mouth before it's actually edible. I think that's why she did it, so that we would. Bender's here. Bender. In case you didn't know, Bender's here.
That's right. 15 minutes of silence. All the little kids running around, now they're quiet, trying to melt chocolate in their mouths.
Yep. She had a plan, without a doubt.
My mother-in-law did the same to her kids. They would, when they'd go out, she would occasionally treat them to chocolate on their way out of, or not chocolate, but caramels on the way out of the grocery store. They'd have the whole ride home to chew on their caramels, which made for a nice, quiet ride for Mom.
Hi, Bender. He's got me trapped with his tail right here. I can't move. A turkey.
Now you stuck.
I am stuck. So bad. Be so bad. Be so bad. Be so bad. What you got on you? Okay, I got it. He's not being very camera friendly today. He's over there sulking. I think the time change has them as fucked up as it does me. Because they definitely don't know what to do with food being an hour different than it had been. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Ah. Sorry, I got preoccupied with Bender.
I'm amused, Daz, for whatever it's worth, imagining it in my brain as you try to role play Ronnie James Dio while you dispose of all the dry ice.
Right?
I saw we're going to really start limiting the number of legal immigrants we're allowing into the country. Like 150,000 and what I think it was like 7,500. And in
Really?
in those 7,500, I guess there's going to be white South Africans being given preferential treatment.
Interesting.
Thought that was rather interesting. I think our no new war president has decided to go and bomb another country there in Africa. I forget which one. Nairobi, maybe? I forget. Might be worth looking up. Which one? Nigeria?
I believe it's Nigeria. Something about they're persecuting Christians over there in mass. Allegedly. I don't know. Not there. But yeah, that's the excuse.
Oh, good. If that's the standard by which we're going to start holding countries accountable, let's talk about how they treat Christians in Israel. And maybe instead of bombing them, we could just fucking cut them off financially. Let them stand on their own 2 feet, see how well they do there in the Middle East. Surrounded by Muslims. Which is a whole nother crazy situation. The amount of people whose scales are falling from their eyes. Like the idea of Kanye West coming out and saying that the Jews control everything. And as a result, all of the Jewish bankers shut down his accounts. All the Jewish music moguls shut down his music. Like, he was just totally persecuted by a bunch of Jewish billionaires as a result. Only proving his point. But now the idea that everybody is starting to see, or at least the conversation is starting to be had in mass. I mean, in politics, this is becoming a huge topic. Not just sort of amongst the religious and the Christian Zionists and whether Christians should support Jewish people based on their religion. You know, because we're Christians, we should support the dispensationalists who say only the Jews are God's chosen people, only the Israelites. And when God gave that land to the Jews in the Bible, he meant that secular nation that Bibi Netanyahu runs right there, right now. That's what God talks about in the Bible. Others say,
See, to be considered, an actual Jew, like if you want to go like Hebrew type stuff, you're supposed to follow Torah. All right? That's who gets that land.
Israel is a secular Jewish nation.
Yeah, but that's in name only. I'm talking about what the actual book says. It doesn't say you get this land forever. It says when you follow my rule, you will rule over this land forever. But as soon as you stop, you're going to have pestilence and war, and you're going to be run out because you're not doing what I told you to do. You're not completing your part of the bargain. It's not 10 commandments. It's a 10-word phrase binding you to a contract of over like 600 commandments. That's what the Torah says. And if you don't follow these commandments and you don't live how I tell you to live, then you don't get this land anymore. It says it plain and simple in there. They like to leave that part out.
But then there's also Christians who say, well, none of that fucking matters. None of that fucking matters. According to the gospel and according to what the New Testament says, none of that fucking matters. As believers in Christ, we are the new Israel. We are the Israel that's being referred to. We get all of those promises that were given in the Old Testament. All of that now applies to us as Christians.
You follow Torah.
Who follow Christ. In both word and deed.
It's also said to follow Torah. That's one of his rules. Like, that was his whole big thing, is they weren't following Torah way back then. And he was like, hey, you don't get to add to this book. You don't get to tell people what shoe to put on first. This is crazy. Your Torah says you do not add or take away from this book. This is how it is. And they were. So Jesus came in and turned over their coffers and said, you guys aren't following Torah. Get out of here.
And then he created the church.
Still part of
Well, then he created the church. Christ did away with following the Torah and created the church.
Peter did not do what Jesus told him to when he started the church. There's not supposed to be a pope.
That's right.
But Peter went and did it anyway. So now we have what we have.
Eastern Orthodox and Catholic.
Yeah, we should do a Friday night with just Jack. I need some more teachings from him. Because, yeah, he knows it inside and out. I love the energy he brings. Shout out to Just Jack and his family.
Absolutely.
Big time.
That's why I've just become so interested in the Eastern Orthodox religion. Sort of that pre-schism. Because Jesus' church did not require a pope. Well, it was just Halloween. That was Luther's Reformation. The 31st, I believe.
Wow.
Where they had another great schism saying, you know what? I don't even think we need a fucking pope.
I mean, it was an all right album. I much preferred Anima.
Yeah, and one of the archers where they're like trying to rescue the Pope. The Pope in that show even says, yeah, make some valid points. Just saying.
For those of you who are loving Archer like Zack and I do, it's about to leave Netflix. Like it's going away from Netflix. That's where it's been for years now, and that's where you could always go back and rewatch it. And I probably have done that about 4 times now. It's going. I was already in a rewatch, so I'm trying to hurry up and finish where I am before it goes away. Now, the good news is it's going to be somewhere else. It's already somewhere else, and it's going to be there for a while. But yeah, if you're stuck with it on Netflix for now, then you might want to go catch up and get some before it goes. It may be gone already. It may have left on the 1st. I don't know. But I know the last time I flipped through to it to watch an episode, it was saying leaving soon. And that's usually within a month when that's going to happen.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That should be somewhere all the time.
You know what they ought to do? Just figure out a way to make like a bunch of hard copies of this shit, and then just keep them in one central location, and people could just come and
just like grab it when they want.
Sign up, like, look, this is my name, and here's like $5. I'm going to borrow this for a couple of days and bring it back when I'm done watching it.
I like that idea.
I think we should totally come. Yep, that's a blockbuster of an idea.
That's a blockbuster of an idea. Yeah.
No commercials. Maybe some previews at the beginning. Maybe not. Maybe just an option on the menu. If you want to watch them, give you some, context is for the time and the likes of the Hollywood and people, what they were watching at the time, just in case you want to like go back and get old stuff. I think it'd be great. Make $1 million.
I can still remember the first time I rented a DVD.
I bet you could do it. I bet you you could probably do it. Why the fuck do you think they came in the first place? Because nobody wanted the fucking commercials. They were sick of all the fucking commercials. Stop trying to sell me shit. I want to watch a fucking movie. I want to watch a TV show. Don't try to sell me shit all the fucking time. Fuck it. You know what? I'll just go rent it. I'll go buy the whole fucking season. I'll go buy the movie and I'll come back and watch it at home with a fucking popcorn and I'll nothing to fast forward. None of that other bullshit. It's just mine. I'll own it. None of that bullshit. I think we've gone full circle. I bet you could open up a chain of fucking DVD rentals. I bet you could do it. And make money.
Well, I know right now people are actually leaving the streaming services to go back to fucking cable because of all the damn commercials. I still remember the first videotape. That's what I was trying to say, not DVD. The first videotape I rented that had, at the beginning, a message telling me that if I enjoy this movie, then make sure and stay through the credits to the end, where I will be offered options to order stuff. T-shirt, probably a lunchbox because it's been that long ago, you know, and I was like blown away that there was a way to actually know about whatever. I don't even know what movie it was. It's been too long ago now. But yeah, that was the beginning of the downfall, when they were throwing commercials on the end of the videotape that you had to fast forward to the end to watch. At least it was at the end, and you never were forced to watch it to get through to your movie. That's impressive, Sherry. Sherry has not seen or watched any TV or new movies in 25 years. 0. She will not.
To be fair, you've missed nothing new.
No, you definitely haven't missed much at all.
Yeah, I quit paying for movies about then. It was the last Lord of the Rings. Well, not even the last of the first 3 that came out. That was the last movie I paid to see.
Yeah, me too. I think I've paid a few times for my kid to see or for someone else to see, and I'll go along, so I'm buying tickets or whatever. But like the last time I went to the theater because I wanted to watch a movie in the theater was the last Lord of the Rings.
Interesting. I'm trying to think. It was not that far back. Although I technically didn't pay to see those. I was next to a theater and I was able to watch them for free at my arcade. I've told y'all about all that, I know. But the last one I actually went to, well, actually, I forgot. Me and Shell did go see that Abomination not too many months back. But prior to that, let me think. Probably one of the Jurassic World movies the kids wanted to go see, and so we took them to see that one. And about 10 minutes before the end of it, it broke or something, and we all sat there in the dark a few minutes till I finally got up and went to the manager and said, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "I don't know." And then they went and looked upstairs and said, "Oh, we're sorry. Here's a ticket to come back and watch it again." And I'm like, not sitting through that fucking movie again to see the last 10 minutes, because the fucking hour and a half I watched so far was a mind-melting dumb fuckery. I'm not seeing this again. Thank you. Give me my money. So that was probably the last one I actually paid for. And then I didn't, because I got my money. Yeah, that's probably it.
We are
And I'm
there.
Oh, hell, we are. We are here. Thank you, Zack.
Yeah, I'm blowing right through that.
Great day.
Thank y'all.
Stay safe out there.
Watch out for the run.
Right. Absolutely, my friend. We definitely will.
Don't trust the raccoons. But thanks everybody for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. Great way to start the week. I look forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday. And again, hopefully on Friday. For more of the Ironwork, each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until then, be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. We do love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.